Hello, I'm Phil Holliday. I'm the Vice Chairman of the MYA. I was also the Chairman of the review committee that looked at the proposed new constitution. The review committee was set up earlier in the year as a result of members' concerns over the proposals from Council. We advertised for volunteers to sit on this committee, and in fact all of those who volunteered did sit on the committee. It included 2 vice presidents, 1 former chairman, a district councillor and a class captain, ranging from Scotland to the south coast. So we believe the committee was representative of our general membership. Here follows a brief presentation of the new constitution as proposed. Welcome to this brief introduction to the proposed new constitution for the MYA. It would seem that there's a lot of rumour going around right now about the intent of this, and so we're giving you this short presentation to put the record straight. If I go through this motion by motion, and I will explain each one as I go. Motion 1 is for sections 1 to 8 in the proposed new constitution. Item 1, abbreviations, is exactly what it says. Any abbreviations used in the Constitution are defined here. This is no change to what was there before, simply an update. Section 2, definitions, defines the individual items within the Constitution. The only change here is that we've dropped the word affiliation and affiliate from the previous Constitution in response to questionnaires from various members. So now an individual is referred to as a member with a capital M, and our clubs are referred to as a club with a capital C. Item 3 is the name of the association. This is no change from what we previously had. Section 4, the objects of the association. This has been cleaned up, reworded slightly, but no change in either intent or content. Section 5 is the language that is used. This defines the words shall and may, shall being obligatory, may being permissive. This is exactly the same as in the previous constitution. Item 6 is our affiliations. These are affiliations to the RYA, to URSA and such like, and this is exactly the same as in the previous constitution. Item 7 deals with memberships, and there is no real change here. Item 8 deals with the officers of the association. The only change here is the acquaint editor is no longer an officer for obvious reasons, and the publicity and promotions officer is now simply comes under the title of promotions. That is motion 1. If you agree with what we've done, please vote for it. If you don't, vote against. Motion 2 deals with the AGM, EGMs, council meetings and district councils. As far as council meetings and district councils are concerned, there is very little change. However, with the AGM and the EGM, we have made some changes. An EGM will now follow the same format as an AGM, permitting motions and amendments to motions to be submitted. At an AGM, we have changed the agenda. We have dropped the automatic vote on the following year's subscription fees. This is to accommodate the clubs who have complained that between the AGM and the 1st of January, over the Christmas period, they have no chance of getting in the fees in time for the deadline. So what we will now do is we will announce the following year's fees, along with any reasons for any changes, 120 days before the AGM itself. This is nearly 5 months before the fees are actually due, so should give plenty of time to clubs to collect the fee. There is still the ability for the membership to scrutinise what is happening and time for them to put in a motion for the AGM for further scrutiny and to have a membership vote. The other change we have made is the way in which the voting is carried out at an AGM. It's now made clear that each member has a vote. Those votes will be submitted by their club. How the club canvass their members and how they put the votes together is entirely a matter for the clubs themselves. However, it does mean that individuals have the right to have their vote counted the way they wish. Motion number 3 is a standalone motion on the finances. This is where it is actually defined what the Treasurer shall do. A lot of the detail is now in a regulation document, but the Constitution lays out what the Treasurer must do. This includes the subsequent year's fees. We've also now made it mandatory that the accounts of the MYA are professionally audited. We've also put restrictions on how money in the MYA account can actually be issued and spent. So this is a standalone motion. Motion 4 deals with sections 14 to 17 in the proposed new Constitution. Section 14 deals with any amendments to the Constitution. The previous Constitution, under which we're currently working, does not have any mechanism by which the membership can scrutinise or vote for any changes. This has been rectified in the proposed new Constitution, so any changes must come before the membership, must have a vote, and requires a 2/3 majority for any changes to be made. Sections 15 and 16 deal with the dissolution of the MYA and discipline and appeals. These sections are exactly the same as the previous Constitution. Section 17 is a new section, and this deals with the applicable law under which this Constitution could be challenged. The applicable law is, of course, English law, and the statement is simply there to make it clear. That concludes our brief guide. I hope now you have a better understanding of what this is and where we're going with this. There is no intent or direction of the MYA to change the way the MYA is. We are an association of clubs. We always have been. We always will be. Thank you for watching.